Guys, in the previous lectures, we have learnt about repeat while loop as well as repeat for loop, and we have seen some examples also. So I'm going to give you another example that will make the concept clearer. So in this lecture, I am going to tell you how to write an algorithm that will do the sum of all elements of an array using repeat while loop as well as using repeat for loop. Right, first we will go through this example of sum of all elements of an array using repeat while loop. Okay, so what I am going to do in this case is let me first show you the algorithm, then I will explain it. Okay, so here we are going to print the sum of all elements of an array. Set c colon is equal to 1. C is the counter variable which will be used for moving from one subscript to another. So let me tell you one thing. This is our array, and what I want to tell you is, as you people have already done C language, you have seen that in an array the subscript always starts from 0. Not only in C but in C++, Java also, but in algorithms it is your prerogative. It is up to you whatever initial value of the subscript you want to have. It can be 0, it can be 1, even it can be n number, any number, but as a standard I would like to use 1 as the initial subscript for the arrays in case of algorithms. So here the name of the array is SC. Actually, I have taken an array that represents the score of 10 students. So this is the subscript number 1, and this is the initial subscript of the very first element. But again, I want to say to you that when you will be writing the programs in C, the subscript will not start with the 1, it will start with 0. Okay, this is algorithm. As I have told you, algorithms, they are independent of any programming language, and in the subsequent examples of algorithms I would be taking 1 as the initial subscript. So don't worry, if you want to have the initial subscript, the starting subscript as 0, you can take it, no problem. These are just algos. So this is the algo to print the sum of all elements of an array. This is our array that represents the scores of 10 students. So set c colon is equal to 1, initializing value of c with 1. C is going to represent the subscript in this example. Then my loop starts by writing repeat steps 3, 4 while c is less than or equal to 10. Okay, this is very simple because we are going to traverse the elements of the array, and of course the last subscript is going to be 10 in this case. That is why I have put up the condition while c is less than or equal to 10. Set sum colon is equal to sum plus sc c. Okay, now because this is an algorithm, we have assumed that there is an already array called sc, or whatever name you want to have. The array is already existing, so we need not declare any kind of array. There is no such kind of thing like declaration of array or variables in algorithms. So we have assumed that array is already present, and we are just going to enumerate the logic. We are just going to explain the logic using the algorithm steps. So repeat steps 3, 4 while c is less than or equal to 10. Array is already existing, so set sum colon is equal to sum plus sc. Initial value of c is 1, so it will become 0 plus sc1. Now in this example, the value of sc1 happens to be 10. The initial value of any variable that is going to be used in an algorithm is considered to be 0, so it will become 0 plus sc1, that means 10. So 0 plus 10, what will be the new value of sum? It will be 10. Okay, set c colon is equal to c plus 1. We are going to increment the value of c so that we can move to the next element. So value of c will become 2. Again the control will go up. Repeat steps 3, 4 while c is less than or equal to 10. Yes, condition is true because value of c is only 2. Set sum colon is equal to sum plus sc 2. What is the current value of sc? What is the current value of sum? It is 10. So 10 plus sc2. So what is the value of sc2? Value of sc2 is 12. So it will be 10 plus 12. So new value of sum would be 22. It will become 22. Again, value of C will be incremented 1 by 1. It will become 3. Control will go up. Condition is 2. It will come to this place. Now the value of C is 3. So what is the current value of sum? It is 22. So it is 22 plus SC3. What is the value of SC3? 5. So what will be the new value of sum? It will be 27. And it will go on like this. It's very simple. So lastly, what would happen is when this loop will break, the control will go to step number 5, and it is going to print the sum of the value of the variable sum, that is containing nothing else but the total sum of all the elements. Okay, so I'm going to show you the same algorithm and using repeat for loop. So you can see it yourself. It's very simple. It is the same program, algorithm, but instead of using repeat while, I am using repeat for. Repeat for C is equal to 1 to 10. As you already know, the value of C will be incremented by 1 on its own automatically without our writing, having to write set C colon is equal to C plus 1. So repeat for C is equal to 1 to 10. Set sum colon is equal to sum plus SC1. Again, it will go up. Now the value of C will become 2. It will be sum plus SC2. This is the same logic as I have explained in the previous slide. So, okay, one very important step. Now, the important step is because when we write repeat for, when we apply repeat for loop, when we say repeat for C is equal to 1 to 10 or whatever is the condition, we are not mentioning how many statements are going to be there in the loop. So the loop comprises how many statements? I mean the statement at step number 2, 3, 4, or only the statements at step number 2, or only the statements at step number 2 or 3. That is not clear. Repeat for C is equal to 1 to 10. We are not writing like a repeat repeat steps 3, 4 while this condition something. So we are not mentioning what are the steps which are to be executed repeatedly in this loop. So it is very pertinent that we should write a comment so that the user who is reading this algorithm should come to know that these were the statements which were under the loop. So when I write set sum colon sum plus SC, this is the only single statement in this algorithm which is going to be in this loop. So I am giving this comment end of for loop. So it means that right colon sum and any other statements below it, they do not come under this loop. They are not part of this loop. So making this comment is very essential in case of repeat for loop. So this is the same logic, and in the previous lectures when I explained the repeat for loop, so I have not told you about this comment of writing end of for loop. So this is the same example that we have already covered, printing natural numbers from 1 to 100. So I am just going to again tell you this concept of using end of for loop. So I am writing repeat for num is equal to 1 to 100, but I am not mentioning how many steps in the subsequent algorithm are going to be within this loop. So the number of steps which come under this loop, after writing those statements, after writing those steps, you should make a comment end of for loop so that the user who is reading this algorithm comes to know that this is the end of the loop.